she said sweet. But I think music is more savory. I think music is something that you can sink your teeth into, like a nice juicy steak.
Can't it be both?
Huh?
Why can't it?
Do you know the feeling of dark chocolate busting in your mouth and it's got all these other flavors inside? It goes all over your body shivers.
We're talking about food, right?
What?
Dark chocolate busting in your mouth.
Not
We're talking about
sweet.
food.
You said sweet.
But
you said savory. I'm saying sweet.
I'm just
sweet.
confirming that we're talking about food.
I don't know, man. It sounds bitter to me.
Cliff, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Alright, Cliff is here for a brand new segment we're going to call Tech Tuesdays. So, yesterday, the blackout. It was one of those things. You remember how people would say, "Where were you in the earthquake?"
I was going to ask, how did you react? Did you understand it? How long did it take you to know what was going on?
How many times did you restart your phone?
Yeah, did you? Thank you, please. I did it 3 times. 3 times, please.
It took me about 40 minutes.
40 minutes, huh?
Yeah, almost an hour.
Look at you. No, point at yourself like this and say, "I am a tech junkie."
I am a tech junkie.
You're too addicted. It took you 40 minutes to realize.
Yo, for the 2 hours in traffic, I was still complaining about my phone. So you took 40 minutes, 2 hours. I was still restarting, stopping, calling people. Yo, yeah, we're off.
But
What's up?
I can't blame you guys, because as it is these days, the internet is so ubiquitous, it's so woven into our lives that it ceased to be a tool. Now it's a crutch. It's like one of your arms is missing.
Yeah.
You know, because what's your first reaction when you have nothing to do? You reach for your phone.
It's actually a ghost hand.
Exactly. Tough. So yesterday.
That's a nice name. Ghost hand.
Yeah, so yesterday, Zuckerberg went down.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it collectively. Zuckerberg went down. So it was Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and WhatsApp.
But can you imagine what he was going through while I was in traffic restarting my phone and all? What was Zuckerberg going through?
That guy was
because he was losing money, but
Zuckerberg, he was actually telling me, Zuckerberg went, how much did he lose?
He lost 6.8 billion in the space of 5 hours.
$6.8 billion.
That's almost $1 billion every hour.
Yeah, money I'll never see in my life.
Just like that.
For him, he lost it in 5 hours.
And it was enough to pull his status from 5th richest man to 6th richest man.
Oh my God! Let's tell 5th to 6th.
Oh my God!
Okay.
But he's gonna work. He's going to introduce some other things so he can get that one above, that position back.
I'm pretty sure he can get it back this week.
Yeah.
quick like that.
All he just needs is for things to continue as they were before.
Who do you as a tech junkie, who do you think, which group of people, which people do you think suffered the most yesterday?
I think the people that suffered the most, I'm a tech junkie, but I'm also an anime fan. And I think the people who suffered the most are in Japan.
Why is that? Japan? Why Japan specifically?
Because Japan and China, because they have this group of people that literally live on the internet.
All they do is do what they do on the internet.
Yeah. Food deliveries,
everything. They're in their rooms. They don't see the sun at all.
Proper vampires.
And these guys who, for example, have made a living off Instagram, because Instagram, by the way, is 50% business traffic. If you didn't know.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that.
Just went on pause.
And that's a lot of money to lose because we're like 6 hours.
Someone is complaining to Zuckerberg about being off, but at the same time complaining to me about his delivery not making it. So there was a lot going on in the eastern countries.
Let's talk Instagram. Instagram, until recently, before they pulled it, they were talking about making an Instagram for kids. Did you hear about that, Karitas?
No.
Instagram
Kids edges?
For kids.
Which edges?
You know, like how there's YouTube Kids.
Oh, okay.
They're going to make Instagram for kids. And of course, there are obvious ethical concerns with that.
How obvious?
That's why I kept asking, what age? What age until you explain that?
If at this age, people at our age, and please, some of us, for you, you've only known one president. Some of us have known 5 presidents. We've known, Karitas has known 7 presidents.
I don't know about you, Rudy.
Wait, I've only known 3.
I only know one. The one that's on right now. Leave me alone.
Karitas?
The one president has a plural.
Yes.
Okay.
You see, the man didn't know this. But
look at you.
If at our big ages, we can have obvious mental health concerns when it comes to Instagram because of, you know how it is. It's a highlight reel. Everybody has turned themselves into some kind of brand. So when you go to social media, you're not going there to to see what's happening. You're going there to do market research. How does my brand hold up against another person? Now imagine putting that on children. There are obvious mental health concerns for them, isn't there?
Yeah, there is actually the reason it was paused because this apparently they were planning on unveiling this much later, but somehow the information leaked and they're like, oh, Instagram for kids.
Okay.
Yeah, but once it leaked, obvious concerns came up, and the very first thing was it leaked right at the same time as a report came out talking about how most teenage girls are affected because of Instagram. Yeah, Instagram particularly affecting their image.
Yes, that's very, very true. Yeah, I've seen that somewhere as well.
So Instagram just had to, we're sorry, no, this is not what, and they put it back inside the box.
Okay. You know, it's funny you should. Okay, let's talk about now the Instagram reasons for being on Instagram. You shared a report. Nextcom, I speak Nextcom in general, shared a report about why people are on Instagram, and one of the main reasons that they have is number one, staying in touch with family and friends, but number two is filling up spare time. And with kids being out of school, they have a lot of spare time.
And then also because if this child's parent does not take control like I would my YouTube for kids, if that parent does not, it means that that child is going to post whatever. They will do whatever they've got to do. That means that any other child whose parent is also not really paying attention gets to see that content. So other kids are affected by the negligence of other, as in you have no control over what your child will see unless otherwise. I don't know how they were going to operate it. You know, like me, I'll get an alert on YouTube Kids as soon as they log
Somebody
in.
has logged in.
Say to allow, I have put in my password until my kids add my password.
Kids are getting clever.
Yes,
But it's not all doom and gloom. There are some pros to it. There's some good sides too. You could argue.
I think that Instagram is a really artsy platform, and that's one of the things that's lacking in any education system properly supported. So I think once a kid gets on Instagram and they see these really nice pictures and they try their hand at anything, design or drawing even, they could thrive.
Yes, they would. That's true.
Proper creatives.
Yeah.
Those who are all about gab talking. Unfortunately, it's very hard to tell because kids are just talkative beings.
Yeah.
So you can't tell if it's a gift.
Yeah.
Or if
Just have a lot to say.
Yeah.
But if you keep monitoring, you get to see. My kid can say things, and I'm like, did you just use that word? And I'm like, how did you get it? Then I realized they were either watching some documentary, do it yourself at home, you know, and that's where they learned it from. But it depends on how much attention you give them.
All right. So it's a lot of gray areas there for that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But my final stand on this is social media is always for advertising. We
Ultimately.
are the products at the end of the day. So I don't see how it's never not going to be used to program us to become advertised to.
Wait, okay. You know what? On that note.
You have really made it even more sad for me.
On that note, we're going to play some adverts. Thanks for coming through, Cliff.